What is up, everybody? It's Wreaker, and welcome back to Vanilla Survival World. And a pop quiz. Do you know what these resources right here have in common? I have placed way too many of them recently, and they're all in a time lapse. Enjoy! But seriously, I've placed quite a few of these. It doesn't look like it. All the time-lapse stuff literally was about 8 hours worth of play. Which I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do a couple of these projects real quick, have a nice, easy time-lapse. I always underestimate things. It's fun. But a couple things not in the time-lapse. Find a quick spot to perch. I fixed up a couple like detail areas, like I missed that spot. I had grass underneath every piece of fencing, so I had to replace all that. That was fun. But yeah, I'll show off what we got done here. I'm just gonna do free cam since it's a little easier than wasting rockets. But had a wall had the wall here, so I just extended it all the way to here. And I didn't want to like completely encircle all this, so I'm like, I'll just put a watchtower type structure here, and then I'll cheat and do a little wall that connects up to here, so I don't actually have to do anything. Like I will probably remove all lanterns and put trees, like just oak and birch trees through all of this at some point. But that way I don't have to terraform anything out here. But I wanted to essentially take what looked like something like this, and actually, even if we don't get over here, it looks decent. It looks passable. So a lot of my stuff was just cleaning up areas. And yes, all this is detailed enough to where it looks decent from the outside. There's not even a way to get up here on the inside. The other towers are kind of the same way. But we'll slide on over here. The wall, I just kind of followed the rough shape of the hill here, left a buffer zone. And since this it's close to a mountain, and we've got the big spruce tree here for our farm, I figured I might as well plant a few more just for essentially context. So it's like, okay, so these trees do kind of exist, got some smaller ones, and what I might do is, like, I'm doing trees outside the wall there, I'll probably just come through and put plenty of trees, especially over in here. But yeah, this is no longer a stony mess. Like, this cliffside is, so I may come back and just cover over some of the stone. I haven't decided yet. I was actually starting to run out of dirt, which concerned me. Had to check for phantoms. But yeah, I just literally spammed azalea trees and moss and all that to where it doesn't look flat. Because that was the main issue I was having with a bunch of this, is it looked flat. And I can't really do the short grass in this area because it's blue due to the biome. So I had to get creative. And I think I failed because it's just a bunch of azaleas, but at this point it's about the best I can do. I wanted to leave sightlines to the building somewhat open, somewhat secluded with the trees, so azalea trees are fun because they're really they're really wonky in shape, like that. So yeah, I also don't want to take time to do a bunch of custom trees, because if I put them in thick enough, they would look fine enough. And that's almost all the changes we've done. But if we go down here, remember the just loudness of these guys. Still haven't figured out anything. The bamboo farm wasn't working, and I came in here and I put a block of glass there that shouldn't have been there. That's my fault. Came and did some maintenance on here, and then there was just a pile of bamboo sitting there, and the hoppers were full, and there wasn't a shulker box in the system. So I had to rework all this. I apparently was missing a repeater and a piece of redstone up here. So it would break the shulker box and wouldn't put a new one in. But I also had this. I think they changed some mechanics with how you can fire entities through blocks and all that. So it wasn't actually going through the soul sand into the water stream. So I had to rework all that. So for the past, while, I guess, I've just been despawning bamboo as a hobby. But we've got 4 shulker boxes there just recently, so that should be fine. I've almost got a double chest of bamboo anyway. But for the majority of the episode, we're actually going to leave the bright, cheery overworld, and we're going to head to Ohio. And on the other side of the portal, we can appreciate the beauty of this dimension, right? Well, I'm starting to get a little tired of this as my nether portal, and yeah. Did the bare amounts of planning, and that's the wrong way. Gotta get this way, and then back up here, past the things that want to kill me. Now this circle should be centered on the portal, but I think I actually need to tweak it slightly. Either shift it 1 block over, or actually expand the radius. But this will be the approximate size, because I'm thinking of having, for each portal, having a decent sized room. I'll have one this size for here. I'm going to have one over in this area for where the starter base is. I can go ahead and get rid of the blue because it's blinding me. But over where the starter base will have a decorated room. Over in the new area that we're going to show today, it's going to have its own room, and then I'm going to have essentially tunnels connecting all these bubbles together, essentially. So I gotta tweak the numbers on my little circle thing, and then get back to digging. And here we now are. We have a big empty spot. I have moved the portal up, and this does connect. So we no longer have a portal down there. But now we begin the process. Well, I went ahead and slabbed this all out, so nothing will spawn. But now we begin the process of decorating everything. And the way I'm going to do this one is I'm going to essentially take the block palette from the farming village we've been working on for a while and just decorate our outer room. So let's get to it. We are back in the overworld with a little bit of pigment problem, but I just want to do a grand reveal. No time lapse on the building just because we've done a couple time lapses, and I struggled with this one. This is version 3. So, yeah. It's also why this episode's a little delayed, because it's been 3 attempts. But yeah, we have the portal. Decided to put in some ender chests just because I felt they were necessary. And yeah. It's just fairly simple brick walls to where you can definitely tell which area of the world you're going to, which was the point. And the fences up at the top here have a purpose. Because down each of these tunnels, and I just have them blocked off by moss, just to signify, hey, I don't have any tunnels yet, but we're going to. I'm going to have banners. So every area will have a banner design, and I'll design one for Farming Village and probably toss a couple, like, one on each side of this brick here. But say, I think it's this way, nope. Right over there would be the creeper farm. So there would be a creeper banner hanging up. I think this way would be the next area, which we're going to go to next. I think it's this way, so there would be a banner hanging up here. And I'm going to have lecterns probably like right inside the first tunnel segment with coordinates to everything. Mainly so I can remember where everything's at. But if I ever put a world download out, then if you guys ever want to navigate, that makes it easier for you. But now I actually need to figure out how to get back down to the old Nether Hub to get to the new area. We have a mysterious portal in the middle of nowhere in the Nether. And boom. We are underground. But this area up here, hopefully it comes through on YouTube okay, because it is slightly dark, even though I've lit up quite a bit of space around it. But this is the next area that we're going to be building in. And I've kind of done a block palette. It's going to be very deep slate, a little bit of dripstone just because, hey, there's some natural dripstone right there. And also, might as well, like, throw in some dripstone kind of add to everything. Because it's going to be steampunk, which I've never built in before. So this is going to be a challenge to me. It is going to be like a steampunk, lava everywhere, hence like that obsidian will probably be replaced with lava. Same with that there. But yeah, so steampunk, never built him before, but I'm essentially thinking buildings in the walls, giant copper pipes into the lava pits, pumping lava. We're gonna have a lava farm here tied in, so yeah. Let me actually look at my notes, because I actually did some planning. But this is kind of gonna be it's gonna be a smaller base, or I say smaller. It's not gonna have as much. It's gonna be more or less compact than the farming village, because that one we've got farms squished everywhere in the hollow hill and outside the hollow hill. This is literally just gonna be. I'm gonna put a massive lava farm, a massive dripstone farm. And if I can find one like nearby, I haven't scouted out. But if it works out, Amethyst Farm will probably be down here too, just because it's underground stuff, all that. But there may be some other things, like Glow Squid Farm, probably with deep underground. But yeah, just a little sneak peek. I haven't designed anything yet. I will probably at least do some building and creative just to figure out what style I'm going for. But a lot of deep slate, a little bit of this is kind of like environmental, like in and around, not actually part of the buildings. But we're going to be doing dark oak wood, probably mainly stripped dark oak wood, and then waxed copper. And I'm going to go the first stage copper, because I got plenty of honeycomb to actually keep it that color. But also, I think it pops out more than the oxidized copper would in this block palette. And I want that orange color to go with the lava. That, and I want to keep the oxidized for a future build, which I've already kind of got plans for, which I may be building at the same time as this. So I'm gonna change up the approach to where we're not stuck like in one location for a long time, like we have been with Hollow Hill. So we're gonna be starting this one. I'm gonna scout locations for another base, which I'm gonna keep kind of secret, and we're gonna finish up the Hollow Hill. But Hollow Hill is getting close to completion. Most of what I have left for it is literally just building out decorations. So yeah, like one lengthy episode, or at least lengthy behind the scenes episode for the Hollow Hill, and that should be done. And yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode. Having to essentially build 3 Nether Hubs because I couldn't figure out a design. That took quite a bit of time, and the time lapse in the beginning took quite a bit of time. So yeah, stick around for some pretty good building projects. I've also got a couple other videos in the works. And yeah, this has been Wreaker. I'll see you in the next one.